Hi team, I hope you're all well. It is day one final book support group weekend, the final book support group readathon of 2023, and I am really excited. I'm anxious about how much I want to read this weekend, but I'm also hyped, especially on the basis that it is currently 5:46 on Friday evening and I haven't read a bean yet. So I am really excited though. Let's see very quickly, let's run through what I have on my TBR, because I already did this in my November TBR, so I'm not going to tell you what the books are about right here, right now. When I go into them I will do. But I do have Murder on the Safari Star by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman. This is book 3 in the Adventures on Train series, so this is a continuation station. I do have Wildlands by Stacey Marie Brown, which is book 2 in the Savage Land series. So excited about getting to this one. So another continuation station. Then I did do a poll on Instagram for a manga, because I don't have any manga or graphic novels on my TBR for this round, and I really wanted to have a manga on here for when I'm feeling a little slow or I just need a quick sense of achievement. So I did put on Killing Stalking Volume 2, I put on Death Note Volume 3, I did Monster Volume 2, and then Witch Hat Talia Volume 6, and Witch Hat Talia Volume 6 1. So I'm excited about continuing on with this one. Again, continuation station. The other continuation station I do have on this TBR is Garnet Flats by Devney Perry, which is book 3 in the Eden series. I am loving this series so far. These books are very quick to get through, so I am hyped about having this one on here. Albeit I do feel like this one might be a bit chunkier than the others, but either way, very excited. And then the 2 final books that I have on this TBR, I should be aiming for more final books, but I'm just so excited about some of the series that I'm in the middle of right now, especially the Savage Lands and the Eden series. I also really wanted to get Powerless on here, which is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Springs series, but I just don't think I'm going to have time. If I do have time, I may actually try and start it during this readathon at the end of the weekend, but I doubt that's going to happen. And then I also have The Finish Line by Kate Stewart, which is the 3rd and final book in the Ravenhood series. I am already 96 pages into this, but I think I'm going to start again because I don't remember anything that's happened up until this point. And I will say this is the book I'm least excited about reading, but I would just like to finish the series off. So if anything goes by the wayside, or if I swap anything out, which is possible, it's going to be this. I've got to be honest with you, it's going to be this. I should finish it, but I'm not excited about it in the slightest. The second one really let me down, considering I loved Flock. I wasn't a huge fan of Exodus. A lot, like, there were other characters that came in that I'm just not enjoying as much, so I'm not excited about The Finish Line in the slightest. But one that I am excited about is The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss, which is the 3rd and final book in the Athena Club series. So I am hyped about this one. It is a chunky book. It is over 430 pages, but it's a lot smaller than the second one was, which is European Travel to Monstrous Gentlewomen, I think it was called. So I'm very excited about finishing this series off for sure, and it will be great to finally have this one boxed off. So yeah, that is my TBR for this readathon. I am debating doing another 24-hour timer challenge. Now, on the basis that I've not started reading yet, and I probably won't get a chance to do so before the sprints actually start at 6:30 in 40 minutes, because I've got some other bits I need to do. I'm debating doing 24-hour timer challenge, but I don't know how I'm going to make that last all weekend, because albeit I am out for a good portion of Sunday, and I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do all of Monday. So there is possibility I could do that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I will come back and update you on that, let you know whether or not I decide to do so. But yeah, this is the TBR. I've just shown you that, I think. But yeah, there's a good chance the final line, the finish line even, I don't even know the title of it, the finish line could end up being not picked up. There are a couple of duologies that I could pick the final book up for. I've got the likes of The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin, which is the 2nd book to The City We Became, which I really love, The City We Became, and it's about time I got to The World We Make. I also have the likes of The Heart of the Sun Warrior, which I should really get to because I did enjoy the second one. Sorry, the first one. That didn't make any sense. I've also got, actually, one that I really do want to get to at the moment now the audiobook has come out, is Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. So I've also got that as well, which I am partway through and I should finish. Sorry. You don't need to shout. You don't need to shout at me like that. I'm doing my best. So yeah, there are other options. We're going to see how this goes, but that right now is my TBR. We'll see what happens with the weekend, but I'm really excited. So let's get into it. Good morning. It is Saturday. My brain is desperate to say Tuesday. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anywho, it is Saturday and it's currently 25 to 11. I've got a sprint starting at 12 and I really need to get a shufty on and try and get some red before the sprint start because I want to make some progress. I did decide to do the 24-hour timer method and we've currently got 18 hours and 44 minutes left. Sorry if it sounds like there's a jet engine in my kitchen. It's the washing machine. So we do still have quite a bit of time left, which means good things, obviously. But last night I did have sprints. Gav and Becca did join me for a few hours and Gav stayed till the end. Becca stayed for a couple of sprints, which was fantastic. So I had a really good time. What I do remember to do today, what I do need to remember to do today is pause the timer during the chatty bits, because I wasn't doing that last night and the chatty bits started getting carried away, so we would end up chatting for like a half hour or 40 minutes or something and I hadn't paused the timer. So I do need to do that today. Sorry, I need my caffeine. I do need to do that today. However, I have finished a book, which is great news, and it is Murder on the Safari Star, which is the third book in the Adventures on Train series. This is a middle grade, and one of my favourite things about this, and you will have seen some clips anyway, is the illustrations. It's so adorable. This series follows Hal and his uncle Nat in the first book, Highland Falcon Thief. Hal's mum is having a baby, and in order to get to a point where they're not having to think about Hal as well as having the baby, they send Hal off with his uncle Nat on a train journey, the Highland Falcon train, and he's got no interest in trains, to be honest, but there ends up being a thief on board and Hal does get accused of being the thief. However, he decides that he wants to solve this mystery and he ends up becoming quite the little detective, and it's really, really good. His relationship with his uncle Nat grows, his relationship with Loving Trains grows, and it's so adorable. And we have different types. So then there was Kidnap on the California Comet, so obviously someone was kidnapped. In this one we have Murder on the Safari Star, so there's been a murder. And we're trying to work it out, and one of my favourite things is that Hal does these little drawings and you get to see all of the people on the train, so all of the different types of people who could potentially be a suspect, etc. And there are so many illustrations in this book. It's just so beautiful and I have a fantastic time with these. I haven't run it through Corpile yet, but I reckon it's going to get 4, 4.5, 5 stars. I will let you know once I've run it through Corpile, but I truly enjoy this series. It's very quick to get through and I'm having a fantastic time with it. So I did finish that one. I was then going to go on to Witch Hat Talia Volume 6, but by this point it was gone midnight and I was really struggling with my eyesight, quite frankly. I was really tired, so I didn't want to physically read anything. So then I just started the audiobook for The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss. I didn't get too far and I got 34 pages, so I got to chapter 2. I forgot how long the chapters can be in this book. Essentially this is the Athena Club series, and in the first one we are following Mary Jackal, and she essentially starts to come across other women like her who are basically, their fathers are monstrous men in history, if you know what I mean, and they have experimented on or changed the way that their children are, essentially. So we have the likes of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, we have Frankenstein, we have Rappaccini, we have all different types of monstrous men through the ages, through the decades, and then their daughters. We are following their daughters specifically. They become the Athena Club, and essentially these girls want to try and find other women like them so that they can help them out and try and give them a place to feel like home in a world that would look at them differently because they are different. So I truly love this series, and it's done in such a way that it's told from one of the characters' perspectives, as in they're writing a book about what they get up to. And what I really love about it is that the other characters will interrupt the story, and it's so good. The audiobooks are very good and I would recommend. I think in this one is Alice in Wonderland, if I remember correctly. Mary Jackal and the Athena Club race to save Alice and foil a plot to unseat the Queen. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Oh, it's got Queen Victoria as well. I'm assuming it's Alice in Wonderland anyway. I'm not too sure, but I'm really excited. And we also end up as well in, I can't remember if it's book 1 or 2, with Sherlock Holmes and Mr. Watson as well, which is fantastic because I love Sherlock Holmes and Mr. Watson. So I like that they end up helping the girls out. And the next chapter is Return to Baker Street. So I don't know if Sherlock's going to show up in this one or they're just hanging out at Baker Street a little bit, but I really enjoy this series, so I'm very excited to finish it off. I reckon what I could end up doing, because this is quite a long audiobook, it says I've got over, I think it's over 7 hours left, or over 6. I'll probably end up breaking it up, dipping in and out of this and just making my way through it throughout the weekend. So I reckon what I might end up doing is dipping in and out of this to start off with Witch Hat Talia to get another sense of achievement today. I would love to finish like a book a day, but my TBR is getting wildly out of hand. So I did make the decision last night, I was talking to Gavin, I did make the decision last night to ditch the finish line. I'm not happy about continuing on with that series. I truly didn't enjoy the second one as much as I enjoyed the first one, and the sole reason I would end up reading the third one is because I spent quite a bit of money on those editions of the books because I got them from the US Amazon because they were out of print in the UK because they got picked up by a publisher. So I spent quite a bit of money on those editions, and that's the only reason I would pick up that final book, just to say that at least I read it. But I'm not going to have a good time with it, I already know. So I've made the decision to DNF that series. I'm sad about it because I loved Flock so much. It is what it is. Hopefully I can sell the books on Vinted or something and get a little bit of money back to cover what I spent on them. But the books that I did then still have on my TBR, I feel like there's something missing. Was it? Oh, it's the finish line. Duh. The books that I did then still have on my TBR were Wildlands and Garnet Flats, and then obviously The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl and Witch Hat Talia. So I would still like to get to these, so I'll probably end up breaking up the Athena Club with these as well. I would like to finish one of these today as well. That would be fantastic. Last night I was very tempted to jump straight into Danger at Dead Man's Pass, which is the 4th book in the Adventures on Train series, just because I was really enjoying myself. I was really enjoying the listening of it, and it's just, they're just so easy to get through. So there is potential for me to pick that up. We'll see how the weekend goes. This is why I should stop telling you what I'm planning on reading at the beginning of the videos. because I never stick to it. Also, Dick Fight Island 2, Gav would like me to finish this weekend, plus it finishes out a series, so I'll probably pick that up at some point this weekend as well. And then I did just bring Down with me as well, because chances are I'm probably going to spend a good portion of the weekend here in this corner, so I brought these down with me so that I can see them. But I did bring Powerless by Elsie Silver and also The Ashes of Starkest King by Carissa Broadbent. I have started this, I was physically reading it, but I wanted to wait till the audiobook came out because it's taking me too long. I've got 124 pages in. I may restart it, I'm not sure, but this is a very chunky book, so whether or not I get to this I don't know, but I would still like to read this anyway this month now that the audiobook has come out, so we'll see. But yeah, those are my plans. This is going to be my main focus though now. I've added Dick Fight Island into here. This is going to be my main focus for the rest of the weekend. If I get to any of those, fantastic. If I don't, that's fine. I say this now, I will probably change my mind again. It is what it is. We're just going to see how we feel. So yeah, I think until sprints start, I might try and continue on with this. Then I might read Witch Hat Italia, and then I might move on to Garnet Flats or Wildlands, and then come back round to this again a little bit later on today, and just pick my way through that book this weekend until I finish it. I think it's nice to break it up a little bit maybe, or I just sit here and listen to 6 hours straight of Mesmerizing Girl. I don't know. Once I get past the halfway point, I'll be fine. I'm always like this with chunky books. Once the build up to the halfway point takes me forever, and once I get past the halfway point, I'm absolutely fine, because I'm on the home stretch at that point, you know. I don't know. Anywho, so that is my plan. I'm gonna go because I want to get some reading in before sprint start in an hour and 15 minutes, and I need to obviously let everyone know what time they're happening, etc. So I'm gonna go and do that now. But yeah, I just wanted to, oh, fuck off. I just wanted to give you an update, let you know what was going on and what I managed to read so far. I am hoping to make some good progress this weekend. We'll see what happens. Part of me feels like I'm gonna get so much done, and then I keep remembering that I'm out for a good portion of tomorrow, and I'm not happy about it. I'm excited to go and see my cousins, but just the timing was not great, you know. Anywho, I'm gonna go and I'll check back in with you in a bit. Hello, it's miles later in the day. I haven't updated you since this morning when I was on with this. It's now 10 to 7. I'm on the last sprint. We've just started the last sprint for this evening. I am getting so tired, and I would really like to just chill this evening, potentially watch a film. So I'm finishing a bit earlier than I anticipated, but I'll have still gone for a good chunk of the day, over 7 hours, so that's great. So I have now finished The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss. This was a really good time. I love being with these characters. They're so much fun, and their interaction within the story while Catherine's writing the story is just so fun. Diana, she's such a little shit, and I just love her. Her attitude and her sass is fantastic, especially with her sister Mary. And I just really enjoyed this. It was really good. We got some more with Sherlock and Watson as well, and that was good and entertaining, and I had a fantastic time, and I can't believe that this series is finally over now. So I did give this a 4.5 stars, 4 on Goodreads, and I really enjoyed it. Overall, this has been a 4-star series for me, and I've really had a very good time with it, and I'm so excited that I've now finished the series. This was such a fun time and I would highly recommend it. I would also recommend the audiobook because the narrator does a fantastic job of giving each of the girls, considering we're following so many of them, giving each of the girls their own personality and their own voice a little bit. Like Diana's a bit more whiny because she's a lot younger. Giving them, each of them, their own personality and their own voice. She does a fantastic job of doing that. So the audiobooks are really, really good and I would recommend. They are on Scribd in the UK. I don't know if it's the same in the US. But yeah, loved this. Very happy with myself for finishing this off. So at some point tonight I'm hoping that I will potentially get to Witch Hat Italia Volume 6. My intention was to split Athena Club 3 up with this, but I ended up just flying through Athena Club 3 and finishing that instead. So I haven't picked this up yet. Similarly, I'm absolutely shattered, so my eyes are not doing so well as far as like physically reading is concerned. So I am hoping that maybe I'll pick this up a little bit later on, but if not, I'll read it tomorrow. So I have now moved on to Wildlands by Stacey Marie Brown. I actually did another poll on Instagram between this and Garnet Flats, and this one did win. So I am now moving on to this one, and this one is following our main character Brexley, who she lives in, it's set in Barcelona, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure it's set in Barcelona, and basically 20 years ago there was a war and the wall came down between the Fae and the humans, and they are still kind of at war. They essentially hate each other. Brexley is human and she was orphaned. She's 19 years old. She ended up being orphaned and she got taken in by the king and queen as their ward. She's in love with their son, her best friend, and she basically gets her kicks essentially robbing the trains that transport food and medication and stuff like that between the Fae and the human lands, and making sure that they go to people that actually need them via the black market. Now, one day she ends up getting stuck on one of these Fae trains and she ends up being caught and she gets thrown into a prison that has all different kinds of people in it, Fae, human, shapeshifters, etc, etc. There's a demon in there. And she finds herself in this situation where there are these games within this prison where people will fight one-on-one essentially to the death. She finds herself in a situation after they realise that she can fight well, where she ends up in these games, and that's where she meets Warwick Farkas, who then she ends up like infatuated with him and she can't figure out what it is about him that she's so obsessed with. But yeah, it just kind of goes from there. So this is book 2 and we're following on from the events of what happened at the end of book 1, of which I can tell you nothing because it will spoil what happens in book 1. So I can't tell you too much in depth about this one, but I'm really excited about being back with these characters. I really enjoyed Savage Lands. It's by no means a masterful piece of work, but it's a good time, it's a fun time. The characters are great and the sexual tension in here as well is really, really good, but also it's just addictive reading. It's very easy to sit and just plow your way through. So I'm hoping to make a decent dent in this. I've got this one last sprint that I'm hoping to get a decent wedge through this book, and then I may continue on with it, or I may put it down for the night and just watch a movie instead and then try and get an early night. And then potentially get up a little bit earlier tomorrow before my brother comes and picks me up at about 11, half 11ish. So to go to my cousin's. So yeah, that is my intention. But so far I'm happy with my progress. I've finished 2 books, one of which was a continuation station. The other was a final book. And I'm on to my 3rd book, which is again a continuation station. But so far I'm happy with my progress. I've still got on my actual TBR that I wanted to get to this weekend, I've still got Witch Hat Talia and also Garnet Flats. I think that was it because I had the finish line as well, but I'm not doing that anymore. But I would also like to get to Dick Fight Island 2 as well. I may even take one of the mangas up to bed tonight and read it in bed. But yeah, that is my plan. So I'm going to go continue on with this for the last 43 minutes of this sprint, and I'll check back in with you probably tomorrow and let you know how I'm getting on.
Sit. Very good to see you. where it was needed. Gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time.
Hello, happy Sunday. It is very late on Sunday. It is 22:11 in the evening. I'm gonna go up to bed now. But I wanted to come on and give you a little bit of an update on how the reading's going and how the readathon is going. So today I have been to my cousin's house with the family, and we have hung out for a little bit. Then Matt, Tara, Thomas came back here for a little bit and hung out here for a while. And it's been a really nice family Sunday. I feel like I haven't done that in a really long time, just had like a proper family Sunday where I've been with my parents and my brother and been with other family members, because my nana was there and my uncle and both of my cousins, because I've not seen one of my other cousins for a while either. So it was a really lush afternoon. We got to meet Rodney as well, my cousin and his partner's dog, which was adorable. And finally see their house. They've been in there for about 4 years, but like with COVID and then they've been having renovations done, they didn't want to invite us around till the house was done, and it is absolutely beautiful. So it's been a lovely day, absolutely wonderful. And then when my brother came back, he managed to get me back on the Sky Go app, which I've been having problems with on my PlayStation for a while. So he's managed to get me back on that, so I've been able to get back to Sky, so then F1, and be able to watch Gold Rush as well. But while he was here, my internet went down twice. I have been having problems intermittently with my internet now for approximately, I don't know whether it's been a couple of weeks or about a month. Every now and then it will just kick me off for no good reason, and when I go on the Sky app it says that there's no problem. I'm gonna have to speak to them tomorrow, but because of this, Matt then left. I put Sky on and put an episode of Gold Rush on, and it immediately went down again. Then it kicked back in again. I watched a little bit of Gold Rush, then I put the F1 on, and just as the race was red flagged, my internet went down again. So I made the decision to actually cancel sprints this evening. I was supposed to be doing sprints at 6:30, and I made the decision to cancel them. I couldn't trust my internet not to go down again, and it has gone down a couple more times since then. So it's been like 6 times today, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I cannot work under these conditions. So yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow it will be a better day and the internet will be okay. I'm at least gonna start sprints in the hope that everything will be okay. But on that basis, it means that I haven't done a great deal of reading this evening, because I have just wanted to kind of continue on with my nice chilled day and just kind of chill out for a little bit. I feel like I've been working back to back for weeks, if not months, constantly. So every single time I get a free weekend, because Andy's at work, obviously I'm going to be working, but I've been doing a readathon of some sorts, whether that be with my patrons or publicly, or I've been doing a 24-hour challenge or something. So it's been nice to kind of chill today. It does, however, mean that I still have quite a bit of time left over for tomorrow, which is a little bit stressful, but I don't think I'm actually going to go to Andy's until Tuesday morning or late tomorrow night. So I have 9 hours and 41 minutes left, so I'm hoping to smash that out tomorrow, fingers crossed. I was listening a little bit this morning to Wildlands by Stacey Marie Brown while I was getting ready and stuff this morning. So I'm now on page 177. I'm really enjoying this. I can't tell you too much more of what's going on in this, but our main character Brexley has just had a kind of a bit of a revelation with the king and queen, who are her essentially her parents, but they aren't. She's their ward. They took her in after she was orphaned when the fight happened between the Fae and the humans, the war happened. So she's kind of had a little bit of a revelation about exactly what's going on with him, the king, and it's been very interesting. This has also got quite a bit more steam in it than the first one did, and I am absolutely loving it. So I'm loving the direction this is going in. I already desperately want to buy the next one so that I don't have to wait too long to get into the next one, but it is on my wish list and my birthday is coming up at the beginning of December, so I'm not sure what to do with that. I know that I'm going to want to get to it, but I also should prioritize the other books on my MBR. So yeah, we'll see. But so far, really enjoying this. I'm probably not too far off being halfway through this, and it shouldn't take me too much longer to finish this one off. So I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow, and then I can make a start on Garnet Flats. I think that will be my next audiobook. So enjoying this so far, having a good time. I did also, while the race was red flagged and my internet was having a hissy fit, I did start Witch Hat Italia Volume 6. I got to page 46. My bookmark is upside down. I got to page 46 in this, so I'm not too far in. Honestly, I'm kind of at a point where I'm not in the mood for this. I feel like I'm not in the mood for, like, even though this is fantasy, it's like romance fantasy, whereas this is not. It basically follows this young girl who would like to be, what is her name, Coco. She really wants to be a witch. In the first book, she really wants to be a witch, and then something happens to her mum, and she ends up being taken on by this guy called Quifrey, who is a Keyfrey, I think. I've been calling him Quifrey, I don't think that's right. Keyfrey. She kind of gets taken on by him, and he is a wizard. And he has 3 other girls underneath him that are apprentices, and he takes Coco on as an apprentice. Now, obviously, the 3 other girls underneath him have quite a lot more experience with magic than Coco does, but she seems to be picking it up all right. But as we go through this, it's just quite wholesome, and as we go through this, she's learning more about the magical world and what it's like to be a witch and have magic and use magic. And it's really interesting, but I don't know if I'm 100% in the right headspace for this right now. I kind of want romance or potentially adventure, like with continuing on with the Adventures on Trains series, or like thriller, disturbing type book. I don't know what's up with me, so I don't know whether it's best to kind of put this down for now and maybe come back to it later on in the month and just finish it off then, when I'm in a little bit more of that kind of headspace, where I've got the F1 special edition readathon with my patrons a little bit later on in the month, and that is very fantasy heavy TBR, so I could read it around that time just to kind of break that up a little bit maybe. So yeah, I'm thinking about putting that down maybe and actually picking up Killing Stalking Volume 2 instead, because it would be really nice to get a manga, manhwa, graphic novel read during this readathon, just to break things up a little bit. Also, it is one of the prompts. So I'm debating doing that instead, because I am super duper in the mood for Killing Stalking, I'm not gonna lie. Continuing on with that fuckery, because I don't know. There's absolutely no reason for it. It's just what I'm in the mood for. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm gonna go up to bed. I'm absolutely shattered. It has been a wonderful day. I've had a great time. It's been really nice to try to just kind of get out of the house, to be perfectly honest, spend some time with my family and, you know, extended family as well. I don't get to see my cousins a lot. One of them lives in Bristol, and she spends her time between Bristol, Manchester, and then in Scotland, because her partner's Scottish. He's from Scotland. And then my other cousins, they literally live like 30 minutes down the motorway, if that. And we're just all so busy with life, we just don't get a chance to see them too much. So it's been really nice to see them today, spend some time with them. See my nana as well. We don't see her too much either these days. So we did see her a couple months ago. Me, Matt, Tara and Thomas went for lunch, but yeah, it was just nice to kind of get the family together. We haven't done that for a while. We used to do it every single Christmas at my parents', and then COVID hit and we haven't been able to do it for a few years. Then my parents moved out of their home and my brother moved in. So yeah, we then did Christmas last year at my brother's, but we didn't have everyone round in the evening like we usually do. So we haven't done that since like before COVID. So, because my cousins always made a conscious effort to try and come to that as well, because we didn't see them. That was like the only time of year we used to see them. So it's been really nice. We have seen Ryan a couple of times, like over the last couple of years, for Matt's 30th and Thomas's first, second and third birthday. Cinder we've seen a couple times as well, but she can't always make it back. She's either in Bristol or up in Scotland, so she's not always back. But yeah, it's been lovely to see them. I had a lovely time with them today and a nice catch up. So it's been quite the nice day, but not ridiculously productive as far as reading is concerned, which is fine. These things happen, and to be honest, I'm not too bothered about it. It's just been a lovely day. It's been nice to kind of chill a little bit. I always find that when I do these weekend ones rather than the week-long ones, I can find them a little bit intense when I'm doing sprints back to back to back. So I'm annoyed my internet is down. It is frustrating and inconvenient. I'm a little bit bummed I haven't done as much reading today, because if I don't have sprints, I don't tend to do as much reading. But at the same time, it's kind of been nice to just chill and do my own thing, relax a little bit, watch a bit of TV, and just do my own thing. So I'm not ridiculously mad about it, but the circumstances that have made it happen, I am annoyed about the internet. That is frustrating. So I'm going to try and get that sorted tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know how long it will mean I'll be down for, but I'm going to see if I can still do sprints tomorrow regardless. See how it goes. So yeah, that is my update. I am going to get myself off to bed. State of this in the background on my dining table. It's the spare bedding off the sofa bed that I no longer have. And it was on my bay window bench until it was painted, so now I have nowhere for it to go until I get a new bed. I'm gonna get one of those Ottoman beds and put it in there, but I don't even have a wardrobe to put it in right now. So anywho, I'm gonna go. I'll check back in with you tomorrow. Okay, good morning. It is Monday. It's 9:20. I have sprint starting in 10 minutes. Becca's definitely going to join me. I think Gav may or may not join me as well. I'm not sure. I am shattered because I accidentally stayed up last night and finished Wildlands. I went up to bed like I said I was going to, and I was like, oh, I'll just listen to like another hour of Wildlands, try and get further through the book, and tomorrow there won't be as much left to do. So set myself up with my iPad, set myself up with the audiobook, and played some games while I listened to Wildlands. And then I thought, I better check my phone, I'm getting a bit tired, I've got to see how long I've got left, and then go to sleep. I had 26 minutes left. I ploughed my way through the last half of this book. This was really good. Yet again, the cliffhanger had me in a chokehold, so I've bought the third and fourth book. They're coming tomorrow to my brother's so that they don't get left outside. They're coming tomorrow, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. I don't anticipate me waiting until December to pick up the third book for this. If you didn't know, this series is for Becca's Alpha Ho book club, which is her Patreon book club, and we're reading a book a month. So I don't anticipate me doing that in the slightest. I am gonna try and prioritise my MBR, but I would really like to continue on with this series before I forget what happened at the end. This was really, really good, and by no means do I think that I'll forget what happened at the end, because I don't think it will stick with me. It's because my brain is shit. So I really enjoyed this. This was fantastic. I really enjoyed where it went. The sexual tension in here is still going, and I need them to sort their shit out. I love Warwick Farkas. I am so intrigued between what is happening with these characters, like actually not with the sexual tension, but what is happening with them, what it is about them. I can't say too much without spoiling it. Like, everything I say will spoil it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I reckon it's going to get 4 stars, 4.5 stars on Courtpile. I don't think by any means it's a 5-star read. By no means is this peak of literature, do you know what I mean? Like, it's got its faults, but the world building I think is fantastic. I think the writing actually isn't horrendous. I think it could be worse. The characters, I am so invested in the characters and the plot and the storyline. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen next. But it isn't a work of art. It's very much like, in the same vein, Zodiac Academy. I actually think that this is probably better written Zodiac Academy, maybe. I don't know. Zodiac Academy 100% is the crack in the pages. I think this could have a dusting of crack in the pages. Zodiac Academy's filled with it, you know? This has a dusting. And I'm really, really intrigued. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm so excited to see where this goes. And I cannot wait to get to book 3. Becca, thank you for this becoming, I don't even think it was up to you, but thank you for this becoming the Alpha Ho Book Club series next, because this is the first time I think I've ever loyally taken part in somebody else's book club, because I'm fucking shit at that. So I loved this. Fantastic. Very excited I got it finished, because today that does mean I'm hoping my internet will hold up, because I'm having horrific problems with my internet, but it does mean that I can focus on a couple of other books. By a couple I mean 3. I have already now finished 3 books. So I did mention yesterday I wasn't in the mood for Witch Hat Italia. That is still the same this morning. So I would like to get to Killing Stalking Volume 2, which is about a young boy who is called Yoon, and he becomes obsessed with this other boy called Sang-woo, and he's that obsessed with him that he actually breaks into his house one day. However, he realizes that Sang-woo is not the person he thought he was, and he ends up stuck in the clutches of Sang-woo and kind of stuck in his home. And this continues on from that. Very similar. I can't really tell you much more other than that about this. It is fucked up in the most bizarre way. Incredibly fucked up. Be careful if you're picking this up. There is so much going on in here. Obviously stalking is one of the elements, but it wasn't too horrendous for me that I struggled with it. Kidnapping, abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, etc, etc. So just be wary of that before you pick it up. But yeah, I'm questionable. I'm on this train with Gav and Katie, so we can blame both of those. So I would like to pick that up as well. Then I would also, Gav would like me to finish Dick Fight Island. This is volume 2, the last volume in this series as well, so it would be another final book, which would be great, because I've only read 1 so far. So I think I'm probably going to try and do that as well. This is exactly what it says on the tin. A group of boys basically come together on this island in more ways than one, and fight with their penises to see who comes first, to see who becomes the leader or the king or some shit of... I read the synopsis. I can't with the synopsis. I don't know. It's fantastic. I gave the first one 5 stars. There is a great plot behind it, and it literally does exactly what it says on the tin, so you can't even be mad about it. Do you know what I mean? I gave the first one 5 stars. It was fun and I enjoyed myself. I don't know what to tell you. Don't look at me like that. And then I would like to get to Garnet Flats by Devney Perry today as well. So I think that this is achievable. However, I'll tell you about what Garnet Flats is about in a second, because I just realised I didn't do that. We only have 7 hours and 20 minutes left on the clock, because obviously last night I finished Wildlands. So yeah, I think... oh shit. There we go. I think that it's achievable. It just depends on when the clock runs out. Now, I do have the majority of today, because I don't think I'm going to Andy's tonight, because I'm going to be there all week this week because of how busy my week is. So I don't think I'm going to go to his tonight. I think I'm going to try and stay home tonight, because otherwise I won't be back home until Sunday evening. But yeah, I do have the time of the day. It's just whether or not all of this will fit into 7 hours and 20 minutes. So we'll kind of like to stick with that timer, but maybe I just get to the end and say, okay, this is what I got through in the 24-hour period. I'm just going to continue on and finish whatever I need to finish. Garnet Flats follows Talia Eden, who is one of the sisters in the Edens family. We basically follow this family in a town called Quincy, and we follow each of the Eden siblings in a relationship. And there is a little bit of a dark twist to each of these. So in the first one there were murders, in the second one there is a child involved, and some stuff happens with that. Don't want to tell you specifically what it is because it doesn't mention it in the synopsis. And in this one there is a boxer called Foster Madden, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this one. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. So I am thinking that I might try and plough my way through these two first, get them over and done with this morning, and then make my way onto Garnet Flats, and I can just focus on audiobooking this morning for the rest of the day. So yeah, that's my plan, and I'm going to check in with you in a little bit because I've got 3 minutes until these sprints go live, and I need to get on there so Becca doesn't think I've bailed on my internet's having issues. I'll see you in a bit. Morning, it is Tuesday and I'm here to wrap this vlog up. I think I did do a clip yesterday. I've edited this vlog up until now, so I literally just have this last clip left to do. Actually some b-roll as well before this, but oosh, I am happy to confirm I finished 6 books for this round of final book support group, 2 of which were final books, I think, or final books that I currently own, albeit maybe more than that. Confusing. So let's give you a quick rundown of exactly what I read. So I did start off with Murder on the Safari Star, which is the 3rd book in the Adventures on Train series by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman. I gave this one 5 stars. It was so good. I really enjoy this series. It's so adorable and I'm excited to continue on with it. Then we do have The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerising Girl by Theodora Goss. This is the 3rd and final book in the Athena Club series, and I gave this one 4 stars. Overall, this was a 4-star series for me. I had a fantastic time with it, and I'm really excited that it is now over. Not in the sense that I wanted it to end, but in the sense that it's exciting that I finished the series, finally. Then I did read Wildlands by Stacey Marie Brown, the 2nd book in the Savage Lands series. I then went ahead and ordered books 3 and 4 because I'm really enjoying this series. I gave this one 4 stars, 4.5 stars on Goodreads, and yeah, I really had a great time with this one. It's very, very intriguing. I am enjoying it. It is very addictive and I'm really excited to get into books 3 and 4. I think there's 7 books in total if I remember correctly, so I'm very excited to continue on with this series and potentially smash it out pretty quickly. I don't know how long it will take me. I don't think I'll smash it out by the end of the year, but maybe pretty early on next year. Maybe I could read the final one for Final Book Support Group in January. Who the heck knows? We will see. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Then I did go on to Killing Stalking Volume 2. I gave this one 4 stars. This series is fascinating. It's very fucked up. Incredibly fucked up. I'm fairly certain that I told you yesterday what this was about. Book 1 is really fucked up. You will do one of 2 things when you read this series. You will either say, this is way too fucked up and there's no way that I'm reading any more of this, I cannot do it. Or you will say, this is way too fucked up and I need to know what happens next. And I am in the latter group. This is incredibly bizarre and got even more fucked up by the end of this volume. So I, again, am very intrigued to find out what happens next. But I think I'm gonna wait. Did I order the 3rd one? I don't think I did. I think I'm gonna wait to see what I get for birthday and Christmas and then make a decision whether or not to get, whether the 3rd and 4th come or whether I will get them myself. We'll see. Or whether they go down in value around Black Friday. So if they do, I might get them then. We'll see. But yeah, I did read that one. I gave it 4 stars. Very fucked up. Then I went on to Garnet Flats yesterday by Devney Perry. I ended up reading Killing Stalking Volume 2, Garnet Flats, and another one yesterday. I had a great day. So yeah, so I moved on to Garnet Flats by Devney Perry. I ended up giving this one 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this one, but not as much as I've enjoyed Indigo Ridge and Juniper Hill. This one was following Talia and Foster. Talia is one of the Edens. She is a doctor and Foster is a boxer. Now Talia and Foster had a relationship many years ago, about 7 years ago, I think 7 years ago. However, he went ahead and married her best friend. Now he's in town and he wants to explain himself, and she is having none of it. And I think what bothered me about this was literally how much none of it she was having. She wouldn't give him a chance at all to try and explain himself, and I think I felt like it was being repetitive in the sense that he would try to have a conversation with her. He'd agree that he'd get her to agree that they could sit down and have dinner. He would then try to explain himself and she'd storm off, and then it would happen again, and slowly but surely his story came out in dribs and drabs, and I was like, for the love of God, all this needed was one conversation. If she could just have some fucking patience. So, I don't know. Obviously, she's very hurt. I don't know if I was in the same boat, I would react the same way as her, or whether I would be like, okay, lay it all out for me right now so I can make a decision on what the fuck I'm doing. But either way, they were adorable. I really enjoyed actually Talia's side of things as far as being a doctor in the hospital. She's grown up in Quincy and she feels like the other people in the hospital don't respect her. They call her Talia while they call everyone else doctor or nurse or whatever. She never gets called doctor by anybody. And I think I enjoyed that side of things a lot. Her mental state while being at this place of work, and I just, yeah, I had a good time with it. It was a good time. 4.5 stars. It was literally because it became a little bit repetitive with Talia keep walking out on Foster while he was trying to explain what was going on. But I'm very excited to move on to Jasper Vale because we got a snippet towards the end of this of exactly how Jasper Vale's going to start out. Very intrigued. It's going to be a good time, I reckon. And then, last but by no means least, I did read Dick Fight Island Volume 2 yesterday. I don't know if this is going to be the end of this, or this is the last one that is published in English. So I don't know if there is more out there and we're waiting for them to be published in English. This was a good time. I gave it 4.5 stars. So the first one did get 5 stars, but this one's gotten 4.5. The first one essentially is following this very different culture in which these guys come together every 4 years to fight with their penises. They have dick fights essentially to see who will come first. The first one to come is the loser. I just truly don't know how to explain this with a straight face. This one then moves kind of on from that. It's after the fight has happened, and it's essentially like little snippets into slice of life stuff, albeit it's not quite slice of life, it's basically just porn, with each of the different guys. And it was a fun time, I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time with it. I don't know what else to say. Mind your business. If you've read it, you'll get it. If you've not, you won't. You can't be mad at it because it's exactly what it says on the tin. So, on the cover. So yeah, it was a good time. I am intrigued to know if we'll be getting more of these in English though, because I will definitely pick them up if we are. I'm having a good time with them. I think they're fun. And I do enjoy the characters. I enjoy the plot lines. So yeah, I'm excited. We will see. So that is everything that I read for this round of Final Book Support Group. I don't think I did too bad, to be honest. I did end up swapping out Witch Hat Talia for Killing Stalking, and then I did take out as well the Finish Line. I have now decided to unhaul those books, so I did still manage 6 books, but yeah, I don't think I did too bad. I think I still actually have about an hour and a half left on the timer as well, but I have so much I've got to do today. I've got to get myself over to Andy's and I need to pack for the whole week because I'm there till Sunday, if not Monday. So yeah, I have got a lot I need to get on with. So yeah, I think I've done alright. I'm not too mad about it, to be honest. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Let me know in the comments down below, did you take part in this round of Final Book Support Group? Let me know if you have any ideas of how we can make Final Book Support Group a bit more fun again next year. I am planning on making an announcement on the first round for 2024 in December, so keep your eyes peeled for that. This was obviously the last round for 2023, but I'm really excited to get into 2024 and kickstart the year off with a bang with another round. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have enjoyed this round of final book support group, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.